Hi, it's Alexandra here, and I'm guided to join you today and do a little card reading for the weekend. So, this is what we're going to do. We're going to draw a card from I Am the Magic Oracle card deck, which is my beautiful first release deck, which came out in 2021. Okay, and thank you to my angels out there who have been supporting this deck's growth. I'm very excited to see that it's working beautifully in the lives of many, bringing lots of magic. Okay, all right, let's have a little shuffle, shall we? And we will ask the angels what we might need to know today. Okay, dear God, let's close our eyes. Let's say a prayer. Dear God, universe, angels, spirits, guides, ancestors, teachers, helpers, all that is love and light, please ensure that the reading that we receive today will reach us in the most perfect ways, and so it is. What do we need to know right now? Okay. All right. So we're coming up to Valentine's Day shortly. Okay, some cards have jumped out. They want to be heard. Okay. There's actually two. All right. This one is called Teaching Each Other. Teach each other. All right. So I'll tell you about this. What's happening here is that there's a lady who is playing the piano. Okay, she's learning how to play the piano, and it's probably not super easy to show you the card. Teach each other. In the card, just here, is her teacher. All right, so he's in the wings. He's watching her play the piano in the way that he has taught her, but he's actually not interfering with her performance, but he's staying back in the wings just enough for her to feel secure in the knowing and trusting that he's nearby, but not to interfere. So he's kind of watching from the wings, okay, which is beautiful because he's trusting that she's learned what he's taught her. All right, so what this card signifies is, first of all, it speaks of us all being teachers. So some of you might know that I'm an angel intuitive, an angel therapist, a certified angel therapy practitioner, and also a certified spiritual teacher. So, but this is something I've always been passionate about. Esoteric knowledge is just part of who I am. Okay, so it's probably the way I was raised. My mother was very spiritually, intuitively inclined, and she taught me tarot when I was very, very young, and always kept us to be believing in being open to whatever worked for us. So not instructing any of us to prescribe to any set religious belief, although I wear a cross, and which my mum gave me, but being that I have Italian background, it's actually, I was christened Catholic and made my confirmation and so forth. She gave us some structure initially, which is traditionally probably the Italian heritage. But my mum was a strong believer. She had some challenge with her health through our early life, and a lot of what we observed was my mum exploring and showing us lots of different ways. She used to go to meditation, and she used to practice spiritual lifestyle, more so in our household, and positive thinking and all of that, which we saw demonstrated that how powerful that is. Okay, so all right, so because it sometimes can be stronger than science. Okay, it is a science, it's just a little known unproven, immeasurable science at this point. Okay, in time, but that's changing. So, as I was saying, I am a spiritual teacher and I have taken courses in the past and I would like to take another one. So, I'm hoping that when we come out of this pandemic and things change a little, I'm looking forward to doing another physical class somewhere, perhaps in Australia or wherever I'm guided to take the class. Okay. So, and I will do some online ones as well, and particularly teaching people how to use cards as well and how to work with this deck, and strong intuition practice class. Okay. So, and angels, which is angels and magic are my specialty areas. So, my special brand of angel magic is what I teach. Okay. All right. Now, this card, so it speaks of teaching. So, as I was saying, to stay focused here, whether I'm a spiritual teacher, it's a title that we don't need to full on buy into, because I appreciate, training in a practice, and I'm very grateful to have had some amazing mentors and teachers who have taught me a lot, and I hope we've learned together. But training in a practice, it's an ongoing process, okay? It's a lifestyle choice, it's a path, a journey. So there's never anyone who's a better teacher than you, okay? So this card is reminding us that we are all spiritual teachers, or teachers, but let's say spiritual teachers, because this is what this is about. We are all spiritual teachers for one another in this lifetime. It doesn't matter what somebody's qualifications might be. It may give them credibility to actually be a guide in a specific area, and those who are fortunate to train with them can learn a craft or develop their craft and refine it. But there's an aspect of innate knowing or knowledge, like inherent knowledge, that I believe we're all intuitive, for example. Okay. And I believe that during this pandemic, what's happening also is that many of our intuitive powers, we'll call them, are being amplified, because I believe we're actually practicing greater connectivity and intuition and telepathy as well, especially in this time of limitation of contact. I believe, for myself anyway, and I'm sure I'm not alone in that my intuitive capacities have amped up to a level where telepathy is becoming more and more possible. I'm reading energy, and I'm reading, feeling, seeing, being, like, hearing thoughts, interpreting thoughts, okay, and I can communicate that way, okay. We can all do it. We can practice more and more and more. It's something we can all do. Like, think about someone, the phone can ring. Okay, so we are all teachers for one another, no matter what area we may be teaching in. But I believe in life, teach each other reminds us that no matter, not just the teachers that we perceive as in the teaching role, everyone is our teacher. And no matter how, even in the teaching, we're learning, okay? And so it's indicating that you are actually not only learning in your process, but even though you may not realize that, you are teaching others. And you have so much you can learn from others if you stay open to what the universe is showing you. Because in our travels, everywhere we go, we can literally meet someone in a line at the bank or anywhere who, we might have a little conversation with. They are offering us pearls of wisdom, okay? There's something for us to learn from every situation we're observing, every person we are meeting. It doesn't mean that you need to store it all in there and think about everything that you've experienced or everyone that you've met that day, but there will be some things that will be highlighted as jumping out, okay, that are your special confirmation in your learning process. Perhaps you were in your heart of hearts knowing or feeling or intuiting something and needing a confirmation about that. So a teacher can appear in so many forms, and even our animals and our pets can be teachers, and not just the ones that live with us, but nature. Okay, let's learn from everything that we're seeing. All right, so, and it's saying that, you know, sometimes there's a point where the teacher will step back and just observe from the wings. So it's a reminder here that we are not alone. So even at times when we feel we might be alone, and that our teacher might have, we've completed that experience together of learning for that period, and that can change. But sometimes people can, it's like they haven't let go entirely, but they're watching from the wings, literally, as he is stepping back sort of by the curtains, just quietly observing her performance, and probably learning from her as well, learning more about himself. This is, not gender specific, but one person might be learning just in observing. It helps them to become a better teacher, and the student is actually teaching the teacher, because the teacher's learning how to be a better teacher, and perhaps things that they are learning for the first time in observing the style, unique character and style of their student or prodigy. Okay, all right, so this is a reminder that we're learning all the time, and it's just sort of all like with mums and dads, so raising us, and then they, not everyone may have had a traditional childhood, appreciate it, but I'm using that example. There's a point where our parents step back. It's like when we learn to walk or anything. They step back and then let us do some, okay? And it allows them to also become better teachers, all right? So, all right, but we're all spiritual teachers for one another in this lifetime, no matter across, the animal and human, animal, vegetable, mineral. Even our crystals can teach us things, and certainly plants can teach us things, okay, if you chat with them, which I often do. And but just watching them can teach you so much. Okay, so that's the first card. The other card here is smell the roses. Okay, smell the roses. So this reminds us, I'll put it closer, about taking time through our lives in our journey. This is interesting that they should jump out together, okay? Smell the roses. Interesting. Some of us might have roses for Valentine's Day, and it's good to give yourself roses too. That's a good practice, even for those who may or may not have a Valentine. They can romance themselves. Okay. Smell the roses reminds us in so many ways about the beauty that we often pass in life because we're so busy on our way to somewhere else, right? So smell the roses. Literally stop and smell the roses, but it's not just physical roses. Roses are symbolic here. So it means take notice of what you perceive sometimes to be the irrelevant or unimportant things, the little things. I'm being guided here that the little things are often the big things, okay? So especially at this time, again, I'm sure that I can say confidently that this is a time where we've had so much readjustment of our priorities, and we've realised that some of the things that we thought really mattered probably aren't right up there at the level where we might have imagined their importance to sit. Okay? All right, so sometimes we're being asked to return to smelling the roses. All right? That is asking us to stop a moment, to pause, to allow ourselves to enjoy the simple, beautiful things that are presenting everywhere we go. All right? And in doing that, because people are like roses too, we can actually learn. Okay? So you can be learning from the rose. The rose may have a lesson for you. Or you can, this is symbolic, the roses, so to speak, can be people, they can be nature, they can be the beautiful gifts of this life journey and planet that we encounter everywhere we go, that we are often so busy that we can't stop a moment to acknowledge. Okay, obviously smell the roses is one aspect. Smelling is like one scent that we have, but it also means to look, not just to smell. Obviously, roses have an amazing perfume, but it's not just about the perfume. Okay, smell them, look at them. The rose says, enjoy me, behold me exactly as I am in this moment. Okay, just stop for a moment. Okay, and smell the roses, see the roses, be in their energy. Okay, it doesn't mean just roses, it means all of the beauty that life is offering us every day, is teaching us. So let's say a prayer just as we can right now. Dear God, universe, angels, spirits, guides, ancestors, teachers, helpers, let's be grateful. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for all the roses that are presenting to me all day, every day. Help me to remember to take notice of them, not just to walk the other way. Sometimes they might be teaching me something if I can stop long enough to smell them, to see them, to really acknowledge their presence. Because roses as well, it's a good metaphor, because roses don't last a long time in their most exquisite state. And that is a metaphor for us, because we bloom, like we're buds, we bloom, we come into full flower, and there is a process in life, and then things change. Okay, and it's a natural part of life. But remember, the rose in its peak, okay, is exquisite. How many might you walk past every day that are in full bloom, never again to be in that exquisite full presence? Okay, let's give thanks for all the roses in our life and all the lessons that we're sharing together. Okay, I'm going to wish you a beautiful Valentine's Day. May you smell the roses, no matter whether they're physical roses. I'm sure that the universe will send you a rose in some way that you will recognize, and may it teach you. Okay? May it teach you with love. Okay? It's kind of like universe is teaching us, God, Goddess, divinity is teaching us from the background, just stepping back and saying, look at these roses I've put here for you. So thank you for this, and just, stepping back and watching how we notice and give gratitude for such exquisite creation, which is absolutely perfect. Divine design, we thank you for your gift of the roses and for the lessons they share. And we acknowledge that everything has a phase, bud, a bloom, and then it's on its path to diminishing. But that's just a physical form, for it returns always to nature, which is its original source. Okay. Thank you, thank you, thank you for the beautiful Valentine's gift you are giving us in the roses that you share with us every day, everywhere we go. I promise to take an extra second to smell the roses and think about what each rose can teach me about myself, about life, and about love. Okay. I wish you a happy Valentine's Day and blessings to you, and may life always come up roses. Bye for now.